Hi and welcome. Today we're going to learn about the Aaronia RTSA Suite Pro spectrum analysis software. I'm going to show you the basic usage of this application, how you create a mission, and we're going to view two different files. One file is an uncompressed IQ data file of the 2.4 gigahertz band. And the other file is a spectra file that is compressed, or that is a sweep file from 2 gigahertz to 6 gigahertz. I'm going to show you how you set up the file reader block, and then how each individual block can be configured to help you visualize the data as you prefer. So let's begin by opening up Aaronia RTSA Suite Pro and finish my coffee, and then we're going to look at the 2.4 gigahertz band in real time. Here you have it, their website. I think it's a good idea to just take a quick look at the website before we start using the product, because if you navigate Aaronia, you can find the software by just going to support, downloads, and then you can download the software. They have quite a bit of information on this page already, with a couple of videos of whatever this software can do. And just go to support and download, and then you can download the application. It is free to use, and there's a lot of free blocks already in the application. And if you want to learn more, you can navigate to the forum, and here you can also find a lot of pre-recorded missions or pre-made missions, and a lot of other information also if you want to if you have questions or you want something added or some questions that you have. So now we have that out of the way, let's start by looking at the software. So here we have the Aaronia installed, like a typical Windows application, with file, new mission, save mission, edit view tools, extras. Here is a bit of configuration, sort of color styles, updates, the typical thing that you find. This menu up here will be populated with more information, because each block do have some specific configuration, so this place is reserved for certain blocks. And in this window we create our missions, and here we add the visualizations. I can see you can move around this as much as you want. So what we're going to do first, we're going to open the file reader block, because we're going to look at a specific recording. So you're opening up that, and you see you can configure it here. You can open the file name from your computer here. You can also, since every time you add something here, a block here, you will get specific block here, and you can move this up and down here. And I can go into the configuration, and each block have some configurations here. So we're not going to use the file reader to visualize anything yet. And go to presets, and I already made our presets. So this is the sweep file, and this is the real-time file. So I'm going to load this file here. You can also just open it up here. So this is raw IQ data. And since this is uncompressed, we need to be able to compress this data to spectra data. So then we need a block that is called IQ power spectrum. As you can see in the description, this converts a stream of IQ sample data into a stream of power frequency spectra using a fast Fourier transform FFT. And you see this block has some license features, FFT 32K per second. And it's optional features or upgrades where you can upgrade the software to support 128, 1 million, and I think they even have more than that. And what you're going to do now is just connect these two together. So now you can zoom this a bit in. Now this block will convert the IQ data into spectra data, and this will use your computer, your CPU, RAM, and also when you start to visualize, we use your GPU. Sometimes on lower end computers, this can be quite heavy. If you have like a really old CPU, for example. So now you have the power spectrum. This also has the same configuration, presets, and you see, for example, here I think it's the FFT size. Here you can drag this up all the way to 32K. FFT window. You see all the different optional settings here we have to view the data. Power range, noise compression. And if you have changed something here, you can save it. You can save it as user default. You can save it as a template. You can save the configuration as a file name. So you can save whenever you have done some changes that you prefer for a specific file. You can save the configuration here. So now I have the power spectrum, but I really want to visualize the data. So I want to use the typical spectrum block. This spectrum block. Gonna add this and drag this over there. And then I want to move my spectrum block on top. As you see now, that's the file read. I've hidden it behind there. So now I can just remove this one. Just press red here. Now we remove this line. And I can press play. And now it plays. Now my computer is helping to compress the data into FF. I'll convert the IQ samples to FFT data. So I can pause it here. So we have a couple of traces here. We have the clear white, we have the max hold, and the average. And you can remove the max hold, for example, to just clear reset. Whenever you start it again, it will come back, right? And if you would like to, you can move this up and down. You can zoom in, zoom out, right? And you can go to the spectrum file to add traces. You can also add traces here, add a period buffer, time range, sample hold, histogram. But whenever you add something here, you will add configuration for every trace. So for example, the clear white, you can change the colors. Let's say you wanted a darker color to it, like you have the whole colors here. You can change like the opacity, like the width. You have some interpolation here, limit, persistence, merge, make it blend, some decay. And the same thing for the max hold. Maybe you wanted to have like a darker red, and you want like not to have it like completely red. You want to remove a little bit to it. As smooth mode, you can have the average, power, soft max, hard max. So nice word to say out loud. And we have the average. This can like change the width, opacity, you have it there. And we play it back now, it looks like this. And we can also add, I think that we can add period buffer. So white, let's see, that was like too much. Maybe like take the opacity right there, width there. Maybe this one should blend. No. Some decay. Maybe make the clear white a little less intrusive and make this into a continuous. So now it looks like, yeah, looks like this. And you can remove every specific view. If you like to remove the average, remove the period buffer. And you do have a lot of configurations, here for each individual trace. And you can also like add markers. So here we have a marker that is the source is the clear white. You can also have like the period buffer, but I'm gonna have it the clear white. Now it's one marker. I can add like say 5 markers, and I want them to include frequency value and the power value, and rotate the text a bit. If I pause this right now, I had like a marker 5 here. So 2401.84 megahertz at minus 68.97 dBm. There. So I can remove a little bit of these markers. And yeah, you can change this to be a cross, triangle, disc. Make the marker size, like circle size of the marker. So every single thing almost you can change. So now I have this this spectrum data, but I want to also add a waterfall there. I'm gonna add these two together. So now I have now I have the waterfall, and I think like it's a little bit too blue, and you can have press this one like a color palette. You can change this a little bit. Maybe there, make it a little bit slower. For example, and makes the red there. You can also like show properties here, and you can change the color like a color scheme, brightness, contrast, saturation. Let's say I think that the Spectran Lambda was a nice one. And then do this. Yeah, so you can play with this a bit to have it exactly as you want it to be. You can then after you've done that, you can pause it. Let's see, I'm gonna have 1.2 milliseconds. Maybe add it to 100. And let's see. Like say 102.4. Like add exactly. Yeah, so approximately 100 milliseconds. You can actually like visualize, see the actual air time here, how long it took. So you see here's each individual like beacon, 102.4 milliseconds. Beacon. They can measure. So if you were doing some typical airtime calculations, you record it real time, and you have like a packet capture going in the background. So have the timestamp for the frames in the air, and you have real-time data of the spectrum. You can actually like measure how long it actually took to send something. So that is pretty cool, right? I can also press this button to have press this one to make have it real time. So if you have but it will it will be like really fast. So that's how fast Wi-Fi is. Press it at 100. Yeah. Then I can pause these two, and maybe I want to add like a typical histogram here, these two together, and then I still want the waterfall, right? So I'm gonna take the histogram, gonna move it below. So now I have these three right here. And the same thing here, I'm gonna change the colors a bit. Maybe there. Maybe there. Like that, for example. And now you have the spectrum view, waterfall, and histogram. And as you remember, you can also add traces here. You can add markers. Here's the same color coding again. Brightness, saturation, like contrast, auto adjust. It's like a bunch of different things. So when you are happy with your configuration, you can save it as a default or save the configuration, and you can load up the configuration again. Right? So now we have these three blocks. You can go back here and you can auto fit it, refresh it, zoom in and zoom out, and you can close this one to have like perfect view for like the spectra, waterfall, and histogram. And but if you would let's say you wanted to visualize stuff in 3D, you can go back again to the block graph editor here, go to editor, and then you want to add, let's say, a 3D waterfall here. I want my 3D waterfall to be next to my waterfall. Then I do this. Let's say there's a split column from the right there. So now the waterfall here and the 3D here. I can make this smaller, and I can close this window right now, and I can play it back again. Let's see, did I forget to connect them? Yes, let's see here. There. So now I have this. And then this configurator has the same type of configuration as the others. You can like make it a little bit more 3D. Add, change the colors a bit, just wait a bit. Gonna make it maybe a little bit slower when I do configurations. Maybe even slower. There, maybe make it a little bit more 3D. And then look at this one. Let's say it was this one. No, this one maybe. Let's say this is a better one here. That one, you can press this one to like look it from the top. And then it's a fun thing here to like make your CPU go a little bit more crazy. Let me see, there's no shadows here, right? We need like shadows. Let's see. Depth fog, cast shadows. There. Then we can like do this. Whee! Move this here, there. There. Yeah, so now we have like the typical spectrum up here. Have the waterfall here, histogram here, and the 3D with added shadows right here. And then you want to know like what are we looking at here, right? So you can add, let's say we take the waterfall, and you can add, let's see, a frequency profile. Let's say I want to look at 2.4 gigahertz. We're gonna add, there's a lot of profiles here, so I can go to Wi-Fi, add this one here. So now pause this. Now we see that this is like channel 6, channel 1, channel 11, and we can clearly see why it's stupid that TP-Link can often use as channel 3 and channel 4, since it's clearly overlaps. And you have like Bluetooth over here, so we can add a different profile. You can add several profiles, so you can add Bluetooth. You can see all the Bluetooth channels that are being heavily utilized right here. So yeah, here you learn how to create a basic mission to view histogram, 3D waterfall, and ordinary waterfall, add profiles, and the spectrum. So when we are happy with this configuration, we can just save it, and we can also like start by creating a new mission. So we can take a look at a typical sweep file that it sweeps 2 gigahertz to 6 gigahertz. So we're going to do the same thing here. We have the file reader block. You can open that one up. Presets. This one. And then since this is already compressed data, we're going to take like the spectrum. Let's see, I think it's the spectrum sweep. Connect these two together. And this is from 2, I think it's from 2 gigahertz to 6 gigahertz. I'm gonna take this one. It's a wrapped spectrum that you get like multiple lines. Like see, connect this one together like sweep. Up at this one, and then we can move this to the side. We can add these two together. Remove this. Move this one up. Yeah, I can move the file reader together with this one. And remove this one. So now we are looking at the sweep file all the way from 2 gigahertz all the way to 6 gigahertz. This is quite fantastic. You can also do the same thing here by adding adding frequency profiles. For example, for wireless networks, we can add not Wi-Fi 6, we don't have that here. We can add 2.4, and we can add Uni 1 and 2, Uni 2 extended, and Uni 3. So now we have this here, and you can also like add a waterfall. You can see which channel is utilized. You can zoom in, zoom out. And the cool thing here, you can also, I can do the same thing here, but I'll change the colors a bit. So now you like visualize the entire spectrum at once. This is like a sweep file. There, not the quality is a bit better there. And the cool thing now that I really want like to zoom in to look at the specific place here. So I can do, I think it's, I can take the combo view. I can take this one first, the spectrum wraps, the wrap spectrum, and I go to view, and I'm gonna add something here that is called a subspan. So now, let's see. So I added in the view, I add the subspan. You can also search here to find like subspan. Press view, and now we have 4 different subspans. And I can take the first subspan. I'm gonna take to cursor, and then I can just gonna do, let's say it's 2.4, like around there, and I can connect this one to subspan 0, And I can remove the histogram here. Let's see. View, remove the histogram there. So now I have the spectrum and waterfall of the 2.4 gigahertz band. I can also move this around as I want. I can create another one. Okay, this, how can I move this? Let's say subspan 2 block. Okay, we can to cursor here. I can do this. There. So now subspan 2. And I can add another combo view. So this is uni 1 and uni 2. And I can take the combo view 2 here and just remove the histogram, play this in continuous. Now there are two different spans, and you can add like another one for extended and uni 3, for example. So if I just had these two, I can lock this one, had the wrapped spectrogram up here, and I want to like to have the 2.4 gigahertz, and the uni 1 and 2 at the I'm gonna move this one. Let's see, move that one here, and this I want the wrap spectrum to be like a big one here, and then you can do, I think it's join with right cell. So now I have this one here, and I have uni 1 and uni 2 here, and add a 2.4 gigahertz here. You can also add like different traces here like you did with the other ones. And let's see, traces, clear white, max hold. You can add period buffer. So you have that here. So the cool thing now, I'm not going to show you everything now, so you can already have a mission that was shared by Aaronia that I cleaned up a bit. This one. So here you see you have the file reader spectrum sweep wrap spectrum, a zoom mode 2.4 uni 1 uni 2 extended uni 3 and 6 gigahertz uni 5 6. I don't use that one here, this one. Play this file. So this was a little bit better. So after you have played a little bit about the zoom modes here, so now we can have like a full spectrum view of 2.4, 5, the whole 5, and you can also add like the 6 gigahertz down here below. Let's see, I can just press this one and add this. Let's see, this is Wi-Fi 6, and I'm going to add this below, and I'm going to do this to join it with the left cell, and I do it again to join it with the right cell. So now I have the 6 gigahertz here. Let's see, this is something on 6 gigahertz. If I move this all the way down to channel 1, there, you see that I did have something at 6 gigahertz right here. So for all us people waiting for multi-link operations in Wi-Fi 7, here you have the possibilities to look at 2.4, 5, and 6 gigahertz at the same time. And you can even look at any interfering devices that is hiding on between Uni 2A and Uni 2 extended that could interfere with our Wi-Fi. Yeah, so I think that was it. I think it's now your turn to just download the software. go into the forum. There you can find the missions, you can find files. So I recommend just starting with a basic mission that they have shared on their blog. So mission, and see, I think you have some sample missions here somewhere. Default mission. Here you have like a typical default mission. Here, an additional update for even better performance on small CPU systems. Another upgrade offering faster update and lower CPU load. So you have like all kinds of missions that you can download on the forum. So I recommend just going there and yeah, have fun just playing around. And next time, I think I'm going to create play a little bit about signal generator to generate a few files, and hopefully I will get my Spectrum device or Spectra V6 in before Christmas, so I can hopefully show you some live 6 gigahertz demos, because I have 5, 6 gigahertz APs here, so that I can just enable fills and broadcast probe response. I can set it to be sent every 5 milliseconds on every single AP to just see how awful I can, how much I can destroy the Uni 5 band in 6 gigahertz. So, see you soon.